Here we are once again, back in farmland. I'm picking up where I left off last time. So this was the end of my hike last time. And I went off up that mountain to find a place to sleep. And so I have to retrace my steps a little bit for about 4 miles, since that's the nearest place I can park my car. But, you know, it's a nice day. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been out here, and things have certainly grown since then. And here we go into the woods. And man, it is already much greener and shadier than the first time I was here. Wow, so different. Pretty awesome. Welcome to summer backpacking. Alright, so we got to the top of Center Point Knob, just like last time. Seems a little easier this time because I haven't already hiked 16 miles before doing it. We're only about 4 miles in now. So, you know, it's 1,000 feet high, roughly about a 600-foot gain. And first hill climb of the day is done. There we go, Center Point Knob. And down we go. There's a water source just past the campsite where I stayed, and it's the water source that I used last time. So probably when I get there, I'm just going to guzzle some water, refill, and keep on going. But man, what a beautiful day. Gorgeous day. Absolutely gorgeous out here. Here we are, back at my former campsite from the last adventure. Pretty much looks the same. And yeah, that was a great spot. And now we're moving on, and we're coming up on the Alec Kennedy shelter in a little while, and then heading downhill towards a water source where I'm going to stop and take a little water break and refill, and then start breaking new ground. And so far it's about 4 miles in, I believe. Let's see. About 3.5 miles in. And now we're heading down to the water source. Flying down the hill, being careful not to trip. That is the Alec Kennedy shelter, I believe. And we're not going up there. 18 miles to Darlington Shelter. Tag Run Shelter, 8 miles this way. It's further than I thought to the water. I remembered it being closer than this, but I think we're right there now. There we go. How's it going? So, check out these rocks, man. It's a pretty cool section of trail right here. Man, this is a neat section. This is kind of fun. All right, that was fun. We're in about 5.5 miles, almost coming up on 6 miles. And I passed a lot of through hikers, and man, some of them don't look very happy. You know, they're all very friendly, but man, some of them you can just tell they look weary and beaten up, and you know, the trail has taken its toll on them after 1,000 miles or so. They're probably over 1,000 miles by the time they get here. So some of them are just very cheerful and happy and hi, how are you? And others are just like, man, they got their heads down, not smiling, not looking like they're enjoying it. They're just going, trying to get through it. It's got to be a tough thing. I'm not sure if I could ever do something like that. All right, looks like more rock scrambles here coming up. Yeah, there's some bugs out here. They're not super annoying yet, but it's still early. It's only May. By the time you get into August, the bugs are extremely annoying around here. Best thing is to keep moving as fast as you can, that way the bugs can't catch you. Uh-huh. I heard something. I heard something moving through the woods back there. Not sure what that was. Could be a deer. Could be just a big branch fell, I don't know. I'd be very surprised if that was a bear. But it's not impossible. Bugs. Alright, well, I just crossed over a road and climbed up a hill with some rocks, and apparently we're going into an even more rocky section. So here we go. Wow, this is pretty cool. It's like a tunnel. And it's a dead end. Oh no, it must be that we go that way. Right? Gotta be. Still not seeing any blazes though. I don't see any blazes that way. What about over here? It's got to be this way. I don't see anything over here. I don't know, it could go that way too. I would like to see something of a blaze before I try to go through here and then find out it was never right. Well, let me go up here for just a little bit and try and figure this out. I don't think this is right. I feel like there would be some kind of marking or blaze. Although I could just go down this way, couldn't I? What would be so wrong about that? I could totally do this. Still no signs of a blaze. Huh. So, if you ask me, it looks like there's a very clear trail right down there. I probably went the wrong way. There probably was no need to go the way that I went. Oh, there's a blaze right there. But how do you get over there? Man, this is weird. Oh, yeah, it's probably this way. That's probably the trail that I should have taken instead of going up that way like I did. But whatever. I went the fun way. Let's see what else they got for us. It's pretty sketchy climbing up a smooth rock face like that. That can be very dangerous when it's raining or snow. Look at this. Well, I almost got lost coming through there. The trail like zigzags and goes around and up and down, and we're not out of it yet. And there's a couple of spots like this where you pretty much have to just climb down and use all fours, hands and feet. Butt's good if you need to. I wonder, can I put this down somewhere without it falling? No, it's gonna fall. Yeah, I can't really. Maybe I can get through this. I doubt that I can really film myself though, but this is kind of stupid for me to do this. But oof. All right. That was stupid. I should not have done that. Okay. Trying to move onward here. But look at that. Look, you're going this way. There's your white blaze right there for the AT. And that's where you have to go. Kind of fun. But man, it really slows you down if you're trying to make miles. But it's a fun section if you're just hanging out here. If you just came out here to play and hang out in this area, it's pretty fun. That kind of steals a little bit of your energy going through there. I think I'm out of it now. Well, this is an absolutely beautiful section of trail. I love this pine needle carpet that we have, and the rocks, and everything smells good. There's a little bit of a cool breeze. Man, absolutely gorgeous. Nice little water spot right here. And there's a nice little campsite over there. I'm probably not going to be able to stay there tonight because I'm only about 8 miles in. So, but maybe on the way back, I don't know. And this makes me want to like take a separate trip to come out here just for this spot, just to hang out here for a day or two. Just bring a book or whatever. Just bring a chair, sit by the water. Man, how nice would that be? And so we're back on the trail. Alright, well, that's where the trail comes out. And now it looks like we're road hiking. Just for a little bit. Let's see if we can find the trail again. Well, it looks like it's right here. All right. Head back in the woods. And a little while later, after we just crossed over that road, looks like there's some railroad tracks over here. Make sure there's no train coming. And back in the woods. And back on the trail. And the last couple of miles have been nice and flat and covered with pine needles. I've been crushing the miles just because it's so nice. Not complaining at all, and it's a beautiful day. All right, well, it's been many hours since the last clip. I'm about 18 miles in, and I'm actually doubling back now because I'm seeing some really dark clouds on the horizon there, and I'm hearing thunder. I'm going back to the last campsite that I saw, which is not that far away. And I'm just going to set up my tarp and hunker down. So I think I'm very close to Pine Grove Furnace. I mean, on Google Maps it was supposed to be 18 miles, which I've gone 18 miles. So I got to be really close. But I don't want to have to get there and then race back to get my tarp set up and, you know, try to race against the storm and everything. So I figure I'm just going to set it up now. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm kind of wiped anyway. But here's this blue trail, and I saw that, and I'm thinking, hey, is that a spring? There's no sign. It looks like maybe there used to be a sign right here, and it's gone. So I don't know what this is all about, but I came down here looking for water, and I saw a couple of campsites. Campsites are right down here. Nice and big, plenty of room for everybody. So I'm gonna wander around here for a couple minutes and try to find a good place to set up my hammock and my tarp. His first priority is get the hammock and tarp set up. And then the blue trail continues down that way, and that goes eventually to a sign that points to a lake. So, but then the blue trail continues on past it, so I'm not even sure what the deal is there. So, all right, for right now, I'm just going to try to find the two biggest, strongest trees, probably right here. Yeah, this might work. I'm going to take this tree and this tree. No widowmakers up there. It's hard to tell. All right. Well, I barely made it, or you could say I almost didn't quite make it. Just at the time I was trying to set up my hammock, you could hear the rain, like off in the distance in the trees, you could hear the rain just coming. And I'm like, oh crap, here it comes. So I just forgot about the hammock. I just grabbed the tarp and I set up the tarp fast as I could. It lightened up a little bit from when it started. Right now I'm just so happy to have the tarp up and be out of the rain that I just want to sit down and relax and rest my legs and rest my feet for a minute while I have a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to set up my hammock. And if the sun comes out, I'm going to be pissed. I doubt the sun's going to come out, because I think that was just a warning, but the real rain is coming, because the sky looks very dark in the west. So, all right, I'm just going to sit here for a minute, and then I'm going to try and set up the hammock. It'll be much more comfortable than sitting on the ground. All right. So the sun did come out. It's getting late now. It's like 8 o'clock, I think. But yeah, it never really like downpoured. So I don't know. If I didn't know it was going to do that, I could have probably just kept on hiking and get to the end and come back. But whatever. 8:45. Almost 9 o'clock. And it's just barely getting dark enough that you need a headlamp. Alright. I'll pick this up again in the morning, hopefully. Well, it's the next day, and it never really rained last night. I mean, it rained a little bit, but there was never any thunderstorm. So, and I'm now continuing still in the southbound direction, still trying to reach my 18-mile turnaround point, which is now going over 18 miles. So that's just what Google Maps says, so you can't really rely on that. But it can't be too much further. It can't be that far off. But this is a pretty cool section right here. And if you look up, a lot of pine trees, very dark in there. Pretty cool. So basically I'm just creating more work for myself, because as soon as I get to the Pine Grove Furnace, I'm going to have to turn around and head back. And at least then we'll know exactly how many miles it's going to take to get home. Some good scenery though. I really like this part of the forest. This is MICHAUX State Forest. And oh man, I'm just going down and down and down. Oh man. The further down I go, the more I'm just like regretting having to come back up. I'm just creating work for myself right now. But it's still pretty early. It's like a little before 8 a.m. Oh man. Well, all I can say is I just want to get this part done and get turned around and get headed in the northbound direction as fast as possible. So let's get it on. Now, this makes me mad a little bit because in here there's like a couple of campsites, and if you can see off in the distance there, nice big stream there, nice big, it's kind of like a river almost. And I probably could have stayed here last night. So this is the trail. Man, I really feel like I was tricked by that storm that never happened. Oh, it would have been so nice to come down here and camp with water. One thing I could tell from Google Maps was that there was going to be a road hike, but I couldn't see that it was going to be this nice of a road hike. I thought it was just going to be like hiking along the highway or something. I didn't know it was going to be as nice as this. This is pretty awesome. Oh, look at that huge campsite over there. I'm pretty sure that's a campsite. If it's not, it should be. Wow, look at all that. The windy river. Oh man, that's worth, oh man, look how deep the water is. I was going to say that's worth walking across just to get to it, but I think you'd have to swim across to get to that. It's very deep there. That water's very deep. Must be some other way to get there. Or maybe it's not really a campsite. Oh well. No, I think you could probably walk across there. There's some shallow areas there. Man, last night I might have just done that. It would have felt pretty good. Alright, look at this over here. This is pretty nice. Cool little stream over here. Some lily pads and stuff. And what are we coming up on here? Looks like some kind of a lake. And as far as I know, we're still on the Appalachian Trail. And my only goal here is to get to a parking lot. Now, there's no saying that the Appalachian Trail itself will run right through a parking lot. So I gotta check the map here to make sure they don't just keep going. I mean, I'll be able to tell if I go too far, but really I don't want to go any further than I have to because I have such a long way to go back. Looks like the AT goes this way. Pretty sure. Wow, so nice around here. Look at all the little streams. There's like one on each, there's like one on that side of the road, one here, one there. All the little trails going from the main road into check out the river and stuff. I don't know how much camping there is around here, but I would love to just come out here one day and just do a day hike just to see where all this stuff goes. But here we go on the AT. Alrighty, I have taken a right turn off of the AT, and now we've hit a parking lot. And let's just check out the park regs and everything. Attention through hikers. Well, anyway, I gotta get going. Back on the trail. Well, I've filled up all my water and I'm getting ready to head back and head up that long hill. And I just wanted to make sure I had plenty of water. And I just took one of these little side trails off of the road. There's like many little side trails that come off the road, and there's like a little trail that runs along the river here, the stream. So now I'm getting ready to put my pack back on and head up this relentless uphill, which is going to be rewarded by an equally relentless downhill. Alright, it's about a little after 8:30, and I got about 20 miles to go, so let's make it happen. I'm about 9.5 miles in, and I'm still in this section coming back from Pine Grove Furnace, and it just feels like such a long section, and it's kind of boring. I mean, it's not real strenuous as far as like ups and downs, but yeah, I'm just trucking along. I think I'm making pretty good time though. Well, it's several hours later, and I just hiked through a little rain shower. That was fun. And I thought about putting my rain jacket on, but at that point I was already so sweaty. The rain jacket would not have done anything for me, so I just hiked in the rain. And now the rain has stopped and everything is soaking wet, including me. I have squishy feet. That's the fun of summer backpacking. And now I'm hiking through a tropical rainforest. I'm about 16 miles in for the day, and I have about 6 more to go. And it is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. little bridge. So we had a couple of rain showers here, and things are finally quieting down. I think the rain is pretty much over. I could be wrong though. But coming back to the water source near the Appalachian shelter. Here's the water source just before Appalachian shelter. So if you're going to the shelter and you're headed northbound, get your water here because this is it. There's nothing else after this. Another rock, another rock, another rock. That's good. Alright, almost there. Only about 3 miles to go. Well, raining again, and camera's definitely getting wet, so it's got to go away. But I'm so close to being back to the car. I'm almost there. Final descent. All right. Well, oh. Okay, my gimbal is really not happy right now, so anyway, I'm back to the farmland. All right, I'm gonna turn this off.